สวัสดีค่ะ and welcome back to Ed Brand site here on GBN station. You are now with me ก่อนมือชิดพันธ์ Our news history is from South Korea, China, Thailand, Pakistan. We also have the new Buddhist tourist spot in Japan for all viewers to check out. President Moon Jae-in attended a ceremony on Wednesday to honor the inauguration of Venerable Seongpa as the 15th Supreme Patriarch of the Seokgae Order, South Korea's largest Buddhist sect. The Supreme Patriarch, or Jongjong in Korean, is the top spiritual leader in the Buddhist sect. The presidential office said that Moon is the first incumbent president to attend such a ceremony.In a congratulatory speech delivered at Jogye Temple in Seoul, Moon noted Buddhism has practiced the spirit of compassion even during the harsh times of the COVID-19 pandemic to provide a ray of hope to people. He said he believes Buddhism will continue to give steadfast courage and strength to the people currently tiding over the crisis of the Omicron variant.Moon expressed hope that Korean society will move forward to an era of harmony and unity, in line with Venerable Seongpa's teaching beyond conflict and confrontation. Xu Yanshun, an inheritor of the traditional techniques for carving painted sculptures, has remained devoted to restoring painted sculptures left over from the ancient past in North China Shanxi province for over 2 decades.Bringing these valuable cultural relics back to life. She started his restoration career in 1998 when he was invited by a local department for cultural relics in Changsu City, Shanxi Province, to restore a Bodhisattva statue in Fa-Sing Temple, a key cultural heritage site in the city under state protection. Since then,He has participated in the restoration work for a handful of key cultural relics across the country, such as the Yonggan Grottos in Datong City, Chuseang Temple on Mount Wutai, and Longshan Temple in Taiyuan City, as well as restoring over 1,000 individual cultural relics throughout the province.The restoration work at the number 10 grotto of the Yonggan Grottos is just one example. The main Buddha statue no longer exists, so my colleagues and I recreated one whose color and style conform to its adjacent statues, he recalled. Together with some new technologies and contributions by some experts, they completed the task successfully.In addition, he has also given lectures in different parts of the country, having established an institute on painted sculpture in Changsu, which has organized academic forums on inheriting the techniques of traditional Chinese sculpturing. His Majesty King Mahawachiralongkorn, พระวชิรเกล้าเจ้าอยู่หัว bestowed bathing water พระสมเด็จพระวรรณรัตน์the late abbot of Bawaniwet Vihara Temple, on Thursday evening. His Majesty was accompanied by Her Majesty Queen Suthida. At Bawaniwet Vihara Temple in Patnakhon District, Bangkok, Their Majesties lit incense sticks and candles and presented religious offerings to pay homage to the revered monk. สมเด็จพระวรรณรัตน์ passed away at Chulalongkorn Hospital after battling gallbladder cancer on Tuesday. He was 85. สมเด็จพระวรรณรัตน์ whose layman name was Jun Prampitak, was born on September 17, 1936, in Tambon Chamrak of Mueang District of Trat Province. He was ordained as a novice monk after finishing grade 4 at Wat Kiri Vihara School in Trat. At the age of 20,He moved to Bawaniwet Vihara Temple, where he assumed full monk status in a ceremony presided over by the Supreme Patriarch. The Buddhist heritage in Pakistan is attracting a large number of people from across the country, including devotees from Sri Lanka, India, Nepal, Germany, Canada, and the United States. The devotees attracted by the exhibition of artworks and trips to key Buddhist heritage sites in the Gandhara region of Pakistan as a country promoting the value of Pakistan's ancient cultural and religious heritage of peace and tourism. It also brought together diverse religious faith leaders including Muslims, Buddhists, Christians, Hindus and Sikhs to establish a dialogue. A delegation of 10 Buddhist women leaders from Malaysia visited Pakistan specifically to participate in the conference activities and post-conference trips to Gandharan Buddhist sites. As a holy land for millions of Buddhist devotees, Pakistan houses the Buddhist heritage sites, art and iconography of unmatched significance for devotees, scholars and travelers. The sites visit provide him a platform to explore Gandharan Buddhist history, philosophy, art and architecture. When you hear the word Daibuzu or the Great Buddha in Japan, the first thing that usually comes to the mind is the Daibuzu in Nara or the Daibuzu in Kamakura. However, did you know that there is a Daibuzu right in the heart of Tokyo? And this one, unlike the others, is floating in the air. The sight of a great Buddha floating in the air is truly one to behold, and it floats beautifully at the height of around 5.5 meters or 18 feet off the floor. The Buddha itself is approximately 4.6 meters tall, and according to the temple, it is designed to represent the seated figure of Gautama Buddha floating in an empty space. Made entirely of cypress, the body is said to contain 8,461 hand-copied sutras that were presented to the temple. And that's quite a lot of weight to suspend from the floor, but it's a feat that's accomplished elegantly, with the help of two hidden protruding beams that hold it placed on the back of the wall. A lot of us might wonder, can kids practice meditation? Today, Long P. John from Mind Stories YouTube channel will give the answers. Let's get started.
There is a question that a lot of people ask me, can kids meditate and how do they do it? First, this really depends a lot on you as their parents. If you meditate regularly and they see you meditating every day, they're gonna come to you and ask these questions. Papa, Mama, what are you doing? Can you teach me to do the same thing? And that is when you're gonna show them to meditate. But if you do not do meditation regularly, no matter how much you want your kids to meditate, no matter how often you bring them to a Buddhist temple, to a meditation center, they will not establish this as a habit because they do not have that discipline to do it on their own. Well, if you plan to have your kids meditate at school, for example, that also requires their teachers to meditate as well. Their teachers can guide them daily meditation, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes before each class, or maybe before they begin their day. That is going to be very helpful, and possibly this could get your kids to meditate daily, but with the help of the teachers. But if you do not have the school that will teach your kids to meditate and you want to do it on your own, and you are already a regular meditator, good news. I have some tips to share with you how you can get your kids to meditate. First, you have to understand that the concentration of kids is sharp but short. This is like a razor blade that you can use a razor blade to shave, but you can't use like forever. It's going to be dull maybe in a month or two, and then you have to change the razor blade. For kids, they can reach the stillness very rapidly, much faster than adults, because their mind is not contaminated. I'm sorry to say that, but the kids' mind is quite pure and they can reach the stillness, the purity very rapidly. So this means that if you plan to bring your kids along to a meditation sessions, you need to make sure that these sessions is designed specifically for kids, because otherwise if they join an adult session and they have to sit and wait for adult, because sometimes in an adult sessions we meditate like half an hour or an hour, because adults need more time for the mind to calm down and be pure as the kid's mind. So if you plan such sessions, your kids is gonna be very bored, because they feel like, yeah, I reached that point already. My parents are still working their way to the same purity. They probably will not say that, or will not think about it this way. They're just trying to explain that they can reach that point very rapidly. We'll organize something for kids, like maybe you gather some children together and you ask them to meditate in a short session. That is gonna be more beneficial to them. However, do not bring a lot of kids together, because if you plan to bring like 30 kids together, 40 kids together, they will end up playing to each other. So if you have some kids, make sure that they have some distance between themselves, like not to sit too close to each other. Otherwise, when one is meditating and the rest are not meditating, those who are not meditating is gonna disturb the one who is meditating, and the one who is meditating will not be able to continue. Okay, second, if you will guide your kids to meditate based on your experience, you can do that. You can jump to the concentration part without having to spend much time on the relaxation part. You can ask them to visualize an object like the sun, like the moon, like the crystal ball, something that is round and clear and easy for them to visualize in their mind, and ask them to keep that visualization object for a while, maybe for some minutes. And you can also give some incentives as well. If you are able to do that for a few minutes, I'm going to give you yummy treat or some candies. You're going to make it like a game or a story, that today's meditation, we're going to play hide and seek. We're going to hide that object, an image that you create with your mind, like the sun or the moon, but you're going to hide in yourself. You're going to hide within you. And you have to be still. You cannot move your body, because if you move your body, you violate the rule, and that's gonna end the game. So when kids understand that, oh, this is about something fun, they will start following, and maybe that at some point after you do this for a while, they will actually be able to reach that stillness and profound meditation. Sometimes this can be even more profound than adults, but it takes some times to practice. So you have to be very patient. A different ways is you can organize like a full day activity with your kids. And instead of bringing them to your meditation room, you let them explore the nature. Maybe on the weekend, you can bring them for a trekking. You can bring them on hiking. And then you make a game that today we're gonna do different activities together. Like we're gonna plant some trees, but after planting the trees, or maybe before planting the trees, you ask them to close their eyes and meditate and feel the nature and keep their mind pure and empty, because we are going to do some important activities. So it's very important to clean the mind first. Once the kids understand that, oh, this is something fun, and this is the time that they want to spend with their parents, and their parents are with them and do this everything together with them, they're going to be very, very engaged and really like to follow all the activities. You can ask them as well to have shorter sessions, like maybe 5 minutes each, but many times with many activities like planting trees, or maybe go to some checkpoint, and after the meal we do the meditation, and maybe we count some birds, we see some butterflies, then we do the meditations as well. So that can be multiple times in one trekking, in one adventure. And they're gonna feel like, yeah, Papa, Mama, can you bring me to such activities again? Because it's the time that you can spend with them, and also the meditation that helps them to feel the peace of mind. So this is how you get your kids to meditate, maybe to learn meditation. But whether or not they will meditate regularly really depends on you. If you able to show that you are also a regular meditator and you have the peace of mind, and you can explain to them that the peace of mind that I have is because of the meditation practice. They might be very, very interested to try to do the same thing. And if kids can meditate since the young age, they will have very good concentration. They will have very good memory. They will perform good at school. And you do not actually have to spend your time to teach them basic discipline because they're very keen to improve themselves and they will be able to understand the line between positivity, negativity, good, bad, should, and should not. And that is when you don't actually have to worry about them or worry about the future because they will be able to teach themselves. And they don't actually need anyone to teach them in a way that the basic moral values is something that comes from a clean and pure mind. So I would rather recommend you to start this journey. But first begin with yourself. Whenever you can incorporate meditation as your daily habits, that is when you will be able to get your kids to meditate with you. Do not rely on a Buddhist monk or like teachers at school to get them to meditate. Maybe some school will be very helpful because they have instructors, they have teachers that can be meditation instructors as well. But if you understand everything yourself and then you can begin this routine with your kids, I totally believe that your kids will be able to have better concentration, clearer mind, more inner peace, and more wisdoms for themselves. Well, you can share with me as well how these journeys, how this recommendation works, and I will be willing to share with you my thoughts and my additional suggestions, and I hope that this will create a very warm and loving family, and this will bring about changes in the whole society as well. So peace in, peace out, and Mang John, stay connected and goodbye.
And now it's time for us to say goodbye. Please make sure to check out all episodes of our Akbar Insight News program on our website, gbnus.com. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful week. สวัสดีค่ะ